Okay, class.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Tell us to start. Sorry. Sorry. Though this is a lab class, but I'll teach you the theory, okay? Because for lab, we have completed the mid semester syllabus at least, okay? So then not to worry about that. My screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we talked about the verbal communication. Now we're going to talk about the non-verbal communication. And the different types of non-verbal communications are haptics, olfactics, gustarics, oculitics, artifacts, and languages. Yeah, these are some of the non-verbal communications which are not given in your book. Okay, I repeat, the things that we are going to talk here in this slide, this presentation is not given in your, but this is a part of the non-verbal communications. You often get questions from this portion, though it is not there in the book. Okay, so even if you you know read the book clear, just don't miss out this non-verbal communication while a presentation. Okay, and for exam also do read this part. Okay, so non-verbal communication basically we mean how do we communicate with so many things apart from speaking or using our words. Okay, what are the different ways by which we communicate? So the first way is haptics, which is called the touching behavior. When we touch someone or when we make a physical contact with uh, any person, clear, that is called haptics. And the touching behavior is to be learned because for the formal context or informal context you need to have a sense of the touching behavior. That is very important. That also shows your, that also reflects your professionalism. Okay, so touch is the initial and most basic form of communication we have as humans and animals. Yeah, I mean our touch behavior with our family, with our siblings, or with our father, mother is different from that of stranger is different from that of our friend is different from that of people walking on street is different, with animals it is different. Yeah, and we our brains automatically senses what kind of touching behavior we should have with the person in front of us. Okay, so that is also a way of communication. Even if you're not when you're not using words, even if you shake hand, your handshake lets the other person understand that you're greeting them. Okay, so haptics is used for professionals, punishments, greeting, guiding, gaining attention, sympathy, friendship, and all. Yeah, here are some of the examples. Here, haptics is related to proxemics. Proxemics is nothing but the spaces. Yeah, the spaces. For example, when you happen to visit the office of your teacher, yeah, you don't go and just sit on the armrest of the teacher. Clear? You take a particular distance and then you stand. Clear? You either stand in front of her table or you take her left side or the right side, but you maintain a particular distance, right? So that is the study of spaces is called proxemics, and the space study is also used for non-verbal communications. We'll be talking about that. Okay, that is called proxemics. Here with non-verbals, you need to be very careful of the technical terms. Okay, because these technical terms will be asked in your objective questions. Okay, so haptics is related to proxemics. Different touch behaviors are observed in different proximity zones. For example, when you're meeting some people for the first time, yeah, you maintain a distance between two of you, and then you raise your hand for a handshake. Yeah, but the next time when you happen to meet, it's not, maybe after attaining a good informal space between you two. Yeah, next time when you meet, you might hug each other. Yeah, so the distance or the spaces between two people depends upon the informal or the formal spaces or relationship two people are having. Okay, so that is called haptics. Touch behavior. Next is olfactics, which is called communication through smell. We have different smells, and that communicates. For example, the toilet smell or the petrol smell, the smell of the pizza, smell of the clothes, your sweat smell, smell of the perfume, everything. Okay, the body odors, perfumes, everything communicates. I mean, toilet smell doesn't give you a good vibes. Okay, so that is a bad smell. Petrol smells. It is good for some people. It is not good for other people. Yeah, with pizza, with food, you have different smell habits. Body odor is not at all. I believe, it is not liked by most of us, right? None of us rather would be liking the body odor smell. Yeah. The next one is the perfume smell. Yeah. We have so many perfumes that we like. Now, what does olfactics actually do? Clear? It triggers your memory with certain smells that is being tied to different emotions, people, or events. होता है ना बहुत बारी, you happen to visit a place, and then you get a smell, and you are taken back to some of the memories. Clear? कि यहाँ पे ये बहुत अच्छा है. This is the smell of this particular thing. I remember the smell. Yeah, so it is mostly related to different emotions, or how you express yourself. Basically, when you keep yourself well scented, clear, that is again adding to your professional appearance. Okay, so it is always good that you should understand that it is not only through your words or through your written that you communicate, but you also communicate through how you smell. Okay, or the different smells that is there. Okay, so be careful of this. Clear, take care of how you present yourself. That is very important. Yeah, now humans can detect as many as 10,000 different compounds by cell. Yeah, this is a fact. So communication through smell is called olfactics. Next is gustarics, which is taste as a communicative device. Yeah, we have different tastes, and people react to different taste differently, as you can see here in this picture. These are all clip arts. Yeah, the kids don't like chili. They also don't like lemon, but they love ice cream. Yeah, so for different taste senses like bitter, salty, sweet, sour, here we have different reactions. Yeah, and these reactions are coming from the taste buds, which is which goes to our brain, and then the brain instructs, or I mean, it processes and gives the expression. Okay, so all your expressions of food, all the chai lovers here, okay, or the coffee lovers here, yeah, when you give an a reaction, or when you give a expression for your love taste, yeah, you actually communicate. Okay, and that communication is called gustarics. Next is oculixics, which is use of eyes, and this is very important because eye communication is considered another important form of communication. or in professional world, because especially for men it is very much important, because at workplace you need to follow some ethics and all. And your attitude towards your female colleague should be shouldn't be offensive, right? I mean, it shouldn't offend anyone. So you need to be very careful when you use your eye communication. Number one. Number two is with your audience, when you're presenting something, when you're standing in front of an audience, clear your eye contact with them is must. That shows that you are confident, clear. But when your eyes are rolling here and there, you are looking on the ceiling, or looking, not looking directly into the audience, clear, that seems that says, that reflects that you're not confident. Yeah. So everything with eye communication is important. And communication in different countries are seen as different, are treated differently. For example, Arab, Latin Americans and South Europeans look directly into the eyes, yeah, but Asians and Africans maintain far less eye contact, yeah. So even eye communications differ from culture to culture, and this is one example. Yeah, Arab, Latin Americans, and South Europeans look directly into the eyes, whereas Asians and Africans maintain far less eye contact. बहुत बारी देखा हुआ है, even in Indian families, Indian middle class families, yeah, जहाँ पे पापा मम्मी का डर बहुत होता है, like you don't directly look into their eyes and then you talk, yeah. You maintain a distance from them, or you avoid an eye contact with them, yeah. So this is this is how eye communication varies from culture to culture. Okay, next is, in the professional world, one should make personal and pleasant eye contact with the listener. It should
Your
appear.
voice is lagging. Can you fix it?
Please check your bandwidth. I really cannot help in that manner, because I'm at my home and I live alone. I don't have anyone to disturb, and my connection is good, I believe. Yes, I'm
Ma'am,
good.
even I can't see the presentation.
I have my
Yes,
full
When it's
ma'am.
screen clear.
okay.
Please check the bandwidth from at your end.
Just your voice is coming little bit low.
Okay,
Yes,
maybe
ma'am.
just
At
because
some
I'm not
point, your voice is not audible.
Yes, ma'am.
maybe just because I'm not using any
Mics.
device. Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, you're audible.
Hmm. Okay. So oculixis is just the communication of eyes, and in the professional world, clear. Make sure, especially the males, clear. It is important for you that you make a very pleasant eye contact with your female colleagues, and for everyone. It is important to maintain a personal and pleasant eye contact when you're standing in front of an audience. Okay, you can really figure out from this picture where this person is looking, up, I don't know where, clear, but at the audience is completely puzzled what this fellow is, where is he seeing, what is he seeing, and what he's talking about, yeah. So don't leave your audience puzzled by looking here and there, but maintain a good person and pleasant eye contact with them. Okay. Next is, the direct and powerful eye contact is a signal of confidence and sincerity. Therefore, experienced speakers maintain longer eye contact. Yeah. When the eye communication will come with time, but at least you should, begin practicing it. Yeah, because that is a sign of your confidence and your sincerity. Yeah, और ये ना बहुत ये जो confidence है ना, to maintain an eye contact with, that will come with time only. Yeah, but you need to begin somewhere. Yeah, I mean, it is not going to happen overnight or fortnightly, nothing. Yeah, you have to begin someday, you have to begin. Okay, so oculixis, the communication through eyes, is called oculixis. Okay. Next, artifacts or objects, which is communicative aspects of objects. Yeah, how do objects communicate? Okay, different objects that communicate, which is, for example, marital status. We have rings, sindoor, and mangal sutra. That indicates that in India, basically, sindoor and mangal sutra indicates that the females are married. Yeah, and rings indicates that the men or women they are engaged or they are married. Yeah, economic status or for riches and the properties. As you can see here in the clip art, I have used different clip arts so that it is easier for you to connect. Yeah, then it's social status, the different cards that people hold, the VIP member cards, membership cards, or the different credit cards, okay, or different VIP cards which are issued to people. Yeah, those indicate social status or the membership. I guess Bill Gates has some Domino's ka kuch free card na, diamond card or something. I don't know. Kuch वैसा था. Okay, personality is how you dress up yourself. Yeah, that's the reason, even if you will be coming down to your college, you will have to follow a dress code. Okay, so that is what communicates that uniforms actually communicates that everyone is treated equally, and students should learn how to treat other people as one. Okay, next is objects. Objects like the different antiques that we see in the museum, or we have it at our homes. Yeah, those are related to history, to ancestors and all. Okay, so these kinds of jars, the swords, yeah, the mummy statues, these are all related to history. Okay, so all these things that we see around us, okay, in the environment or wherever, clear, everything communicates. Okay, it's just that we need to identify the different aspects of its communication. Okay, so artifacts and objectives are the different communicative aspects of objects or artifacts. Okay, next is the sign language. Now, sign language, by literal meaning, if we go, we understand that the uses, the fingers that are used by people who are dumb and deaf, yeah, to communicate. Okay, but it is not only that. Okay, sign language is not only that. Sign language covers so many things. For example, it includes your hand shapes, eye gaze, facial expressions, okay, arms, head and body, postures, everything comes under sign language. Okay, but different uses of sign language are for finger spelling, which is used by dumb and deaf people, okay, which is called finger spelling. They use the finger, they make alphabets with their fingers, and then they communicate. Okay, next is mime, which is I mean a part of the short play or the skit that we can say. Clear, they use only gestures, their that also comes under sign language. Next is the use of sign language is for dumb and deaf people. Clear, that is the same thing. I mean, they use their own, apart from the finger spelling, they use their ways, they have their own ways of communication, their sentences or their words. They use again the fingers to communicate. Okay, we have seen in different movies, or maybe, we might have friends or relatives who uses this kind of, communication technique. Okay, for babies, again, it is different. Okay, we have seen how we react to the babies. How do they simply, sorry, how their ways of communication are different. For milk, they have their different gesture. Clear, with for eating, they have different gesture. Clear, for dancing, they have different gesture. And I mean, for everything, they use a sign language because they cannot speak then. Clear, they don't learn to speak the words. So initially, they communicate with the fingers, or different sign languages. Okay, next is communication with animals. With dogs, we train them with our sign languages. Clear, the dolphins are also tamed with different sign languages. Clear. For blinds, we have that Braille script, clear, where they touch and read the alphabets or the script of the language. Clear. So those are all part of sign language. Okay. So sign language not only means that it is used for the dumb and deaf people. No, there are different sign languages, and you need to know all of them. Okay. So this is all. Next is other signs, which is also called the visualizations. Clear. The visual signs, the different hoardings, the different pamphlets that we see on streets. Clear. The different signposts that we see are all visual signs. Okay. We do the meaning of all these things. Clear. At places that we see, at restaurants we see, at airports we see, at railway stations we see. There are different visual signs, different signboards are there. Yeah. And with visuals we also have audio signs. Yeah. Which is visual and audio signs के लिए we have the drum beats, clear, the alarm clock, or the horn used by the those bread sellers who come on street. Yeah. Then is the ambulance that we have. Clear. All these comes under different sign languages, and they are not using any word. Clear. Visual signs में तो फिर भी word use हो रहा है. Clear. But they come under non-verbal communication. Okay. Understood. Next is, okay, this is all. ठीक है, ये समझ में आया?
Yes,
This
ma'am.
was easy.
Yes,
This was easy. Right.
Yes,
This was very easy. Any question here? Any question? Nahi? Okay, then let me move down to the book. Where is it? Okay, as I said, this was not given in your book. Clear. That's the reason I had to, keep it in a slide. Keep all of them, in the slide so that you can study. You get objective questions from here. You don't get long answers from here. Just the objective questions. Uh, the long answers, the long questions are here. From here. Hmm. Chapter 3 of Unit 1. Chapter 3 of Unit 1. Who is joining this late? Satyam Maurya. Okay. Okay. Chapter 3 of Unit 1. Okay. Of your book, Nonverbal Communication. You need to study. Okay. Now, your book is only considering 4 types of nonverbal, which is kinesics, proxemics, and economics, and cross-cultural communication. Okay. As we have seen, so many other types of nonverbal communication. We have almost studied 6 different types of nonverbal communication apart from the four that is given in your book. Okay, your sorry, 5 given in the book, which is kinesics, proxemics, paralinguistics, and cross-cultural communication. Okay, so kinesics is the study, or sorry, the communication through body movement, the standing and sitting postures. Clear. Next is the space that I have said. Communication through spaces, that is called proxemics. Next is paralinguistics, which are the tone, pitch, how a particular voice of an individual differs and how it communicates. Okay, the different aspects of a vocalics. Okay, that is called vocalics, and it's also called paralinguistic features. So That is a different part of non-verbal communication and the cross-cultural communication. It's not only the I mean science given out by human beings. Yeah, it is beyond that. Yeah, and it is also related to where a person is coming from. Yeah, if you remember, when the very first class I asked you people, where are you coming from? The reason was just to know that you people are coming from different backgrounds, and it is very necessary for a teacher to understand that the entire class is not only from Odisha, just because we have our institute here in Odisha. Here we have multicultural classroom. Okay. Now imagine if I go on teaching in Odia. ठीक है बहुत बारी अभी हो रहा होगा तुम्हारे साथ. I don't know. There will you might be having teachers who speak only in Odia, or they have Odia accent. Their influence of mother tongue is so strong on them that even if they speak English, or even when they speak in Hindi, yeah, so it's very difficult for you people to figure out what they are speaking. Yeah. So the best way is, I mean, when we were training for our teaching, during our teaching assistantship at IIT, yeah, we were taught to figure out on the very first day what mix of students do you have in the class. Accordingly, you can plan your language medium. Okay, and that was the reason I asked you. Yeah, and your communication is directly related to your language. Okay, so we'll be talking about that. But non-verbal communication, your book has only given, as I said, kinesics, proxemics, chronomics. Chronomics is the study of time, yeah, how we communicate with time. That is also a part of non-verbal communication and the cross-cultural differences. Okay. तो बुक में कितने सारी चीजें हो गई. You have kinesics, proxemics, paralinguistics, and 4 here, and cross culture 5 and 6, 11 types of non-verbal communication you need to study. Okay, so we'll begin with kinesics. Kinesics is nothing but the body's physical movement. Okay, a body's physical movement means your sitting and standing postures. Clear? Your standing postures, your leg postures, your hand postures. I mean, your leg postures when you're standing or sitting, your hand postures when you're sitting and standing, together makes the kinesics. Clear? As you can see here, these are the types of leg positions that we have when we sit. Clear? We have crossed ankles, we have crossed knees, open crossed with ankle on the other thigh, take uncrossed and straight close together, uncrossed straight for apart. Now please note here that your book is only talking about the sitting posture. Okay, the book here is only talking about the sitting posture, but we also have standing posture. You can Google and find out the standing postures under kinesics. Okay, so under kinesics, the book talks about 3 to 4 things, where the movement of the body is also related to your physical appearance. Clear? It is also related to the postures. As I said, sitting and standing postures. See, these are the different. Sorry, these are the different sitting postures given here. Okay, these are the different sitting postures given. Next is what does the sitting postures indicate and significance that is there. Next is gestures. Gestures is nothing but the sign languages or the finger gestures, which is given out here. But remember, this gesture comes under sign language, and under sign language we have so many things. Okay, gesture comes under the gesture that is given out here in the book. Clear? Includes only the finger gestures, and this finger gestures come under sign languages, and we have seen different sign languages. Okay, just make a connection and don't confuse. Next is eye contact. We have already talked about it, which is oculesics. We have seen how Americans, Arab, Latins look directly into the eyes, while Asian and Africans maintain a far eye contact. Okay. Now these are the different facial expressions: happiness, surprise, disgust, fear, anger, and sadness, and then proxemics. Okay. चलो अब एक एक करके पढ़ते हैं. Let's finish off with kinesics first. Kinesics says that body's physical movement, the study of the body's physical movement is called kinesics. Yeah, it is through different parts of your body. Okay, it can be through, as I said, your sitting and standing positions, your leg and hand gestures when you're standing and when you're sitting. Clear. Say, for example, we have seen in the above picture how we place our legs when we sit. Clear. This is how we maintain our legs. Keep our legs when we sit. And here in the other picture, wait a minute. My screen is visible, right? In case if it is not, please open the PDF that I have shared. Yeah, and here you can see the sitting posture. Of your back posture or your hand postures. Clear. You can see the different hand postures here. Clear. It's leaning forward. You're keeping your back leaned on the chair. Clear. You are taking your back to the back of the chair. Clear, leaning backward with sitting with crossed arm, uncrossed arm. Yeah. So all these communicates. Okay, and you need to take care of all these because your physical movements, body's physical movement is very important because when you are at workplace, clear. As I said, it's not only the spoken and the written communications that you will have. Everything will communicate. You might have seen, why do corporate, workers attract people? It is just because of the way they are groomed. Clear. They are groomed of their physical appearance. They are groomed of proper maintaining proper non-verbal communications. They are groomed of maintaining good verbal communications and all. Yeah, that is the reason they are very attractive. But opposite to the private sector people working, you have the government sector people. Here they barely take care of all these things. Okay, so this is the main difference, and that is the reason, that's the reason you people will be groomed by your training and placement cell. When you are picked up by the training and placement cell in the third year, yeah, from third year onwards, all your training sessions, you will have a dress code. Therefore, daily training sessions also you will have dress code so that you get into the habit of dressing up properly. Okay, so that's the case. Okay, so what do these sitting postures, which are given proper name, which is slammed, erect, leaned forward, leaning backward, crossed arms, uncrossed arm, mean? Yeah, it is given on page number 42. These are the technical names and their meaning. Slump postures, if someone is sitting with slump posture, that means they are low in their spirit. Someone sitting with erect posture means they are high on, they are high spirited, and their energy is very high. They are high on their confidence. Okay, next is leaning forward, open, honest, and interested. Yeah, leaning backward means defensive or disinterested. Crossed arms, defensive and not ready to listen. Yeah, uncrossed arms, willingness to listen. Okay, so these are the meanings. Now I have highlighted all these things just because, as I said, with my experience, most of the time you students simply rely on the class notes. Clear. And then you fail to achieve good marks in the mid semester and the semester exams because you have क्या बोलते हैं उसको, objective questions. Clear. And then you don't read the book, you don't know most of the things because अभी भी जब ये class चल रहा है, you people are not there listening to what the teacher is saying. There will be very few who are paying attention. Clear. So you miss out. That's the reason I have started highlighting everything, and the PDF that I have shared have all the highlighted portions. Clear. So at least when you sit to take your exam before night, at least go through all what is being highlighted in the book. ठीक है, अगर पूरे बुक पढ़ने का नहीं भी मन करे तो एटलीस्ट गो थ्रू व्हाट इज बीइंग हाइलाइटेड so that you can remember. Okay, so this part is important because you get different names of the sitting postures and their meaning. Okay, and then this becomes scope for putting up questions in the objective section. Okay, next is gestures. Yes.
Ma'am, at the end of this book, we have exercise question. We have to do that.
I'll tell you what to do. Okay, let me
Okay.
just finish. Okay, let me just finish the chapter first. Okay, so the next one is gestures. As I said, these gestures we have studied here under sign language. Okay, gestures are studied under sign language, but here in the book it is given something differently. Okay, it is only talking about the finger gestures. Okay, okay, finger gestures. Now these finger gestures, this is called enumerative, this is called descriptive, symbolic, locative, emphatic. Yeah, enumerative means, when we need to indicate few numbers with our fingers, we use the signs, and that is called enumerative, which means it is uh, reflecting, or it is denoting the different numbers that we want to indicate. Yeah. Next is descriptive, when we talk about different sizes of the objects, or when we talk about small or large thing, few or many things. Yeah, we use the gestures with our thumb and the first finger, right? So this is called descriptive. We describe the size of the object. Symbolic is the abstract concepts. Many of you, in case the girls particularly clear, those who are learning the different Indian classical dances, clear, you might know the different hand gestures. For example, भरतनाट्यम में बहुत सारे hand gestures होते हैं, कथक में बहुत सारे hand gestures होते हैं, clear. They represent concept which is unified, or which is confined to that particular gestures, are particularly confined to Kathak, some are for Bharatnatyam only. Yeah, so this is how it indicates. Okay, and that is called symbolic. Locative is, we often use our things to denote to specific areas. Okay, so that is called locative. Okay, next is emphatic, to emphasize on something. Okay, now I just want to give you a disclaimer here. Okay, though all the different hand gestures which are given here cannot be fixed. For example, for emphasizing, most of you have seen that we emphasize with so many ways. I mean, we emphasize by having those air quotes, clear. For location, we not necessarily use a thumb, we also use our different fingers, clear. Or the entire hand, ki theek hai, udhar jao, clear. Or even the teacher, when you're making noise, and then the teacher gives you a angry gaze, clear. And then she simply raises her eyebrow and turns her head towards the door. You get that you are being communicated, that you are being asked to move out of the class, right? So my simple thing is the things that are given here, clear. We can add so many things to it. Yeah, it is not only confined, but just because questions will be restricted to this book, I want everyone to read what is given here in the book. Okay, but on a whole, on a general note, we can add so many other gestures, as we have seen different gestures here. Okay, and also the same goes with the sitting and the standing postures. Not only these sitting postures are there. Yeah, these are the general your answers clear. Those are checked by different teachers to maintain a fair evaluation. So, in case if I'm okay with your answers, maybe the other teacher is not. So save yourself. Okay, I mean, just try to save yourself by learning by what is given here in the book. Okay, but for your information, we can add so many things, we can subtract so many things, we can modify so many things here. Okay, next. Cool. Okay, next is facial expressions. Sorry, I mean my international mentees, they are still not acquainted with the entire protocol. So, anyways, facial expressions. Okay, so after the sitting postures, the hand gestures, we also have facial gestures. Facial gestures comes from we have seen here gustoric say, okay, or olfactic say, okay, okay. So facial expressions is emotions, okay. I mean whether it is your anxiety, your hesitation, you are feeling happy, you're feeling sad, whatever it is, okay. 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 So now imagine, I'm just giving you what to say. I'm just giving you an example of imagine you have a class, a lecture theater class. Have you seen lecture theaters in your school? Okay, those staired classrooms, yeah, which moves towards upside, and then the teachers
Yes.
area is towards the front part of the class. Okay, now what happens? Imagine if there is a teacher, standing in one corner of the classroom with folded hands, without any movement, in a stiff position, and giving no expressions, and she is simply saying something in her feeble voice. Would that be interesting for the class? Yeah. Will class ever show any interest in listening to her? No. Okay. I mean, we have in our mind by default that whenever we sit on the audience side, okay, we already, we expect our speaker to be highly expressive. We expect our speaker to be highly maintaining eye contact, or using different vocalics. I mean, raising his voice up and down, or changing his voices, so that we can actually uh, get an interest, or we develop an interest, even if it is not sounding interesting to us, but at least for a minute we can take our attention to what these people are saying. Okay, so your body language is a very important part of your communication, yeah. And bodily communication, as I said, it's your sitting and standing positions, your hand gestures. Next is your facial expressions, ठीक है. Imagine someone who is simply अब जिसका चेहरा ही अजीब है, उसका तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते, बट imagine if your teacher is simply not smiling even, yeah. अभी we tag them कि खड़ूस टीचर है, ठीक है. We give them so several names, right? This is what we have done. So it is just because of lack of expressions, the facial expressions. Okay. So class में referring questions clear. If you don't have smiling face, or maybe not charming face clear, you will be given so many names. ठीक है. बोलते हैं ना हम क्लास में बहुत सारे बच्चों को चश्मश है, ये है, या फिर there are our own ways of referring to them. It is just because of they fail to understand that expression. Okay, facial expressions are very important. Okay, and then it is to be learned, it is to be developed. ठीक है, बहुत लोग अजीब तरीके से शक्ल बनाते हैं, but that is okay, that is okay in informal situations, but that will not work with the formal context. Yeah, you have to learn, you have to develop your facial expressions that way. Okay, now 6 different types of facial expressions that we have for general emotions are happiness, disgust, angry, surprise, fear, and sadness, which is given here. Okay, this picture. Okay, so again, this is not limited to only six. Yeah, and then the way these expressions are reflected here, we can have our own expressions also. Okay, so after facial expressions we come to eye contact. It is same as oculesics. Okay, I have already mentioned how it is very important for the male, um, for the males to maintain good and pleasant eye contact with the females, and for everyone to maintain a pleasant contact eye contact with everyone at workplace, and also at public places also. It's not only office, everywhere. Yeah, learn to control your eye communication. It is very important. Okay, okay. So this together forms kinesics. Kinesics के अंदर में we have the physical appearance. Yeah. Next is physical appearance पढ़ा क्या हमने? Facial expressions पढ़ा. Okay, where is it? This is the problem with sorry, postures पढ़ा. Personal appearance. Personal appearance is, way you dress up, yeah, the way you uh, dress your hair, the accessories that you wear, the cosmetics that you put on, everything should look natural, or at least it should reflect that you have a sense of dressing. Okay, accessories that you carry, we have seen. I mean, why do we laugh at Ranveer Singh? Have you seen the way he dresses himself, right? He appears so unusual, yeah, and which is very rare that he dresses well suited, or he is well in jeans and tees, right? It's very rare, yeah. Otherwise, he is being always trolled because of his dresses.
And James Bond is the best.
Sorry.
And Daniel Craig is the best.
I really have no idea about that person. This is
And
one
he
very
played James Bond.
No, it's the James Bond.
Not aware of it. All I know is this fellow. Anyways, let's not discuss that. ठीक है. So reason, पापा मम्मी हमेशा हमें सिखाते रहते हैं जाना है schools में. We were put into a habit of wearing clean uniforms, and there were different uniforms for different days. For Monday it was all white, clear, and then for Saturdays it was all white. We had that house uniforms also for one day. Yeah, so it was just to develop a habit of putting up good ethnic wear, or maybe uniforms, so that we learn it from the very beginning. Okay, and there were also the different PT teachers who used to check our hair, take our nails and the accessories that we were wearing. I don't know. I mean, the girls here can connect. बहुत सारे schools में होता था that you cannot put nail polish, you cannot put mehendi on your hand, you cannot wear those gold earrings, or you'll have to put that black ribbon only, or red ribbons only. Okay. So you cannot put lipsticks, you cannot do that, this and that. It was so much, right? Now उस समय लगता था कितने restrictions है, ठीक है, but now we understand that it was just because we were made to develop a sense of dressing. Yeah, that is what we were made to learn then, and it is what we have learned then, and we are using it now in our professional life. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so kinesics में you have personal appearance, you have postures, you have gestures. Okay, postures में just the sitting postures are given here, which is the different types of postures given here and the meanings there. You have gestures. Again, the different types of gestures are given here and their meaning. The facial expressions, which are six types of facial expressions, and eye contact. Okay. So, in case if you get a long questions from kinesics, what kinesics is, Claire, you need to explain all the five, personal appearance, postures, gestures, eye contact, and the other one. Okay. So this is all together part of the body's physical movement. Okay, now let's come down to proxemics. Proxemics is nothing but the study of the physical spaces in interpersonal relationship. Okay, what are interpersonal relationships? Interpersonal relationships are the relationships that we have with people around us. Okay, uh, within the social network or the different networks. Okay, now what are the different spaces that we follow? Clear. Now, different space was created by Edward T. Hall in 1966, and this is the four proxemic zones that we have. Okay, this is what four spaces that we live in, that we practice and we behave accordingly. Okay, so again, you need to learn the names of all these things. Okay, the technical names. Okay, so this proxemic zone was given by Edward T. Hall in 1966. Okay, he was a scientist working on the spaces. मतलब सोचो किस चीज पे research हो चुका है. Can you imagine? Clear? So he gave four zones, which is called public zone, the outer zone, clear, the social zone, the the second zone here, clear, the personal zone, the third circle here, and the intimate zone, the innermost circle here. Okay. Now public zone is within the 25 feet. Yeah, that ranges from 25 feet. Social spaces ranges to 12 feet. Personal spaces ranges to 4 feet. Intimate spaces ranges to 1.5 feet. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे तुम्हें मनमोहन जी की फोटो दिख रही होगी. ठीक है. You can very well understand what this public spaces mean. ठीक है. This is the different social circle that we have and the people we interact with in the social zone. Take a personal zone where you have your friends, your relatives, and everything. Take a intimate zone where you have your family. I mean, you're closest to your family members. Okay, then the next spaces that you share is with your friends. हालांकि friends के साथ भी बहुत ज़्यादा intimate relationship bond ban jata hai, but still they come in the second circle. Yeah, and public spaces where we really don't know people. Okay. Okay, so the explanation of this, the four zones given, the four distinct space zones given by Edward T. Hall is here. Clear. One by one, intimate zone. I mean, for this, again you get long questions here. This diagram is important. Clear. You need not to draw the pictures. Clear, but learn the diagram, the four circles, which should be labeled with the space range. Okay, space range is very important. It is also given here. Okay, so intimate zone, which is the innermost and the best relationship here is described as that of mother and child relationship, because that is the closest in human beings or with animals. Clear, the very closest space proximity is with your mother. Okay, that was the first thing you ever had. Okay, so with mother and your father also, clear, you have the very minimum proximity. You follow minimum proximity. We happen to sleep. We were sleeping on one bed with our parents, right? So you can imagine the space we had at that point of time. Clear, and that was just because of the relationship. Okay. Now with personal spaces, it ranges from 18 inches to 4 feet. Okay. And here you have your close friends, colleagues, peers, etc., and they fall in this zone. Okay. Now, in the intimate zone, one can whisper to make until intelligible sounds, but still be able to communicate. देखा ना, बहुत बार क्या होता है, घर में गेस्ट आते हैं एंड तुम्हारी नजर समोसे पे होती है, ठीक है, and तुम्हारी मम्मी की नजर तुम पे होती है, clear? So once you look at the samosa and the other time you look at your mother, clear? You sense that she is looking at you, and she is telling you ki if you dare to pick up a samosa before they eat, yeah, you'll be thrashed like anything, yeah, and then you get this communication. Okay. So even if when she is not speaking to you with words, clear, or even if she is whispering something, say for example, yeah, I mean, even your siblings, you may be making some uh, badmashi kar rahe ho, and then you people whisper and talk to each other. So that kind of proximity is being observed there. Okay. Next is with personal, you follow whispering sounds or utter silence. या फिर with friends, what we have done, sitting at the last bench, we used to communicate by writing on the last page of the paper, yeah, or making those aeroplanes, paper aeroplanes that we used to share. Okay. So instead of having those whispering sounds and all, clear, a noble conversation, or yeah, फिर those mischievous communications, through these type of, yeah, can be practiced here. Mischievous वाला exam में लिख मत देना, ठीक है? This is just for you to understand. Yeah. And it is very relaxed and casual space that you share, and that is the reason, after family, it is friends that we treat very closely, and we share a strong bond with them. Okay. Now with social zone, we have space of 4 feet to 12 feet. Okay. With social zone, in social zone we have a space from ranging from 4 feet to 12 feet. Okay. And the relationship here are very formal and official. Okay. I mean, we interact with public officials like doctors, nurses, police, okay, your teachers, principals, yeah, or different administrative staffs. There are so many people that we interact with. Okay. And we understand that we have to maintain a formal and official relationship. मतलब hospital भी जाते हैं, though he is your family doctor, like you don't jump and sit on their table, right? You maintain a formal and official protocol, and then you stand by the side of the table or in front of the table, right? So social zone में formality to a certain extent and officiality to a certain extent is to be observed, and that comes by default to us. Clear. Here you cannot be very expressive with your emotions. Clear. Rather, it requires more of planning. Clear how you maintaining communication with them, and the communication can be in any posture. It can be sitting posture, or it can be sitting standing position. क्या sitting posture मतलब होता है ना, डॉक्टर बैठा है वो तुम्हें बोलते हैं come and sit in front of me, ठीक है, or you have a teacher who sits and then they ask you to stay standing, right? So any standing posture can be practiced here. Okay. So this is called the social zone, and then is the last one, the outer circle, which ranges from 12 feet to 25 feet. Okay, and this is called the public zone, where you are so far from the speaker that you can just have a range of you are within the range where you can see them and you can hear them. Okay, but you cannot get into a very close proximity with them. Okay. Now this tends to be highly formal. Okay. Imagine the different gatherings you have for political campaigns, or different gatherings for the different fest, yeah, that you have, where you don't know, I mean, the speaker is totally I mean, they you might be knowing them by name, okay, but your personal relationship with them, I mean, you don't fall in the personal and social zone or in the intimate zone with the speaker there. Okay, so you maintain a very formal relationship with them, clear? Because you are simply a impartial observer matlab, when you talk with people in the intimate personal zone, clear? You have a sense of giving back or replying to them, to their thought processes, to their communications, clear? But with public, when you happen to be in the public zone, you simply act as an impartial observer. Okay, you have nothing to do. Say, for example, if you're listening to the speech of your principal, I mean, would you dare to do anything? Clear? All you can do is you can sit quietly and close your eyes, clear, and also close your eardrums to not to listen to them. Okay, but this is other कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे, ठीक है? You have to be, very impartial observer there, and the degree of detachment is very high. I mean, the speaker is not knowing you at the personal level, you are not knowing the speaker at the personal level. Okay, so there is no emotional connect also, clear. And the audience is free to do whatever it feels like. As I said, all you can do is close your eyes and close your eardrums and not listen to them. Okay, and it will not affect the speaker also, because speaker अपना काम करने आया है, he will deliver a speech and then he'll go. Okay. Next is the other speaker has to raise his or her voice to communicate to other people or use a microphone. Okay. I mean, when there's a large audience, obviously the normal paralinguistic features of a human being will not work. They will have to take help of the devices, which is also called the mic, the speakers, and all. Clear? An example is the Prime Minister of the country addressing the gathering. Okay. So these are the four proxemic zones given by Edward T. Hall. You often get long questions from here or short questions. Okay. Learn the different zones given. What are the features of these zones? As I have described, what are the examples of these zones? Everything should be read properly. Clear? Any questions so far?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is all I said in the beginning. हम ये सारी चीजें practice कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? We have been using it for so long, but it was just that we were not aware of what it is called, technically, or the technical terms might be difficult. You might not be able to, connect with the things with the technical terms, ठीक है? But धीरे धीरे पढ़ते पढ़ते हो जाएगा. Just a minute. Rajiv sir, I have a class. I'll call you back after 2:20. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. So this is called Edward T. Hall's proxemic zone. Okay, you can get a question from distinct zone space zones, or by Edward T. Hall proxemic zones. Yeah, proxemic zones. Different names can be referred for this picture. Clear? And एग्जाम में क्रिएटिविटी दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है? चुपचाप से just draw four circles and label them properly. Okay, label them properly so that it is easily identified. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay. Now moving on to the next one, which is chronomics. Okay, chronomics. Chronomics is very important, and this is what we have been studying, and we are also at times tired of it. Okay, it is how human beings communicate through their use of time. Okay, अभी hostel में आओगे ना, you will face a big problem with this. Time communication of different people are different. You will see that your roommate is waking up so early. He picks up his bucket and he takes his bath and he finishes off his daily rituals by 5:15 in the morning, clear? And then you will be surprised that you are still awake. You haven't slept the entire night, and you are awake to see him doing this. He slept, he woke up, right, and then he had his daily rituals done by 5:15 also, clear? And he has opened his book and he's sitting all fresh to study. ठीक है ये सारी चीजें होने वाली हैं हॉस्टल में when you come down. Yeah, I mean, in case if you haven't I mean had any experience of living in a hostel, ठीक है, this is what you're going to I mean face. ठीक है, so for you it would be very unnatural. ठीक है, ये बंदा क्यों इतना सुपर सपोर्ट के नहा लेता है, you know, most of the time we'll be discussing with your friends. Yeah, and the other person will be discussing कि you know मेरा रूममेट तो रात भर सोता ही नहीं है, पता नहीं क्या करता रहता है. ठीक है, so why is this difference in opinion? Yeah, or why are you two judging each other? It is just because your use of time, your communication through time is different. Yeah. So in case if this ever happens to you, clear, please don't expect the other person to get into your time zone, clear, or you get into his time zone. Okay. It's just that you need to appreciate that you two are different. Okay. Now, there you need to you know you both need to come to a point where things can be acceptable and it can be compromised. Okay, that's just that. बट रात के 12 बजे तक जब काम करते रहते हैं या सुबह 5 बजे तक काम करते रहते हैं, दैट्स द रीजन आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू स्टे विद हिम. Shouldn't be reason for changing your roommates every now and then, because hostels में time language कुछ नहीं होता है, to be honest. ठीक है, I mean, one day you're only sleeping, the other day you're not sleeping at all. Clear, one day you're sleeping on time, ठीक है, and then very rarely that will happen. Once when you are off to bed by 10 sharp 10, clear, by keeping your mobile aside, your laptops aside, and then you're waking up by 6 in the morning. Okay, that would be very rare. I mean, after coming into hostel life and getting into your professional career, ये बहुत कम होने वाला है. So just don't get frustrated with time.
Ma'am, your voice is coming very low.
क्या मैं क्या करूँ बता.
Ma'am, at some point your fish goes very down.
हाँ, can you imagine I'm not speaking for last 1 hour. थोड़ा थोड़ा तो रहम कर लो. I'm not a robot.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not
पानी
a
वानी पी
robot.
लीजिए, ma'am.
I'm not a robot, right? Anyways, ठीक है. चलो, I'm audible now. ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, ठीक है. So I'm just trying to make you understand कि you are going to face these challenges when you are here at hostels, and when we counsel most of the students. I mean, the teachers here in KIT often get hostel duties, and we come for counseling to different students' room and all. So this is what we observe, that most of the students have problem because of this time language that each one of you have. ठीक है, लड़कों के साथ तो फिर भी एडजस्ट हो जाता है. ठीक है, there are very few boys who create trouble. Otherwise they are very compromising, and they don't bother each other for these things. But with girls it is very difficult. रात को 12 बजे तक लाइट चलता रहता है, मैं कैसे सोऊंगी. ठीक है, लाइट का पोजीशन ऐसा है. I mean, we are fed up with the different excuses you people come up with. ठीक है, now you need to understand that the differences or the issues that arise is just because of this. Yeah, and no one can help this out. Why? Because a person living in Mumbai, clear, who has a habit of sleeping at 10, clear, and waking up at 5 in the morning, clear, he has been raised that way. His family has developed that habit in him, that he is sleeping on time and is getting up early and is finishing off all his rituals. Clear. he never thought that he will be coming down to KIT University and he'll be staying with a person, so and so person, which is his roommate, and he would be just the opposite. Clear. ना उसने कभी सोचा था ना उसको कभी वैसा अपने जैसा मिलेगा, ठीक है। बहुत बच्चे बोलते नहीं नहीं वो मेरे साथ कंफर्टेबल है, आई कैन इजीली आई वांट टू चेंज द रूम जस्ट बिकॉज ही इज लाइक मी, ठीक है। ये तुम्हारा लाइक मी वाला फंडा तो हमें समझ में नहीं आता है, ठीक है। I mean, you are ready to compromise with things with one person and you're not ready to compromise with other person. ठीक है, वो ठीक है जो भी है। I mean, उस एज में even we have gone through those things. चीजें समझ में नहीं आती है बट चीजें होती हैं, ठीक है। And it's there, no one can help out. We learn eventually, ठीक है। मतलब अगर मैं बताऊं तो when I was studying this for the first time, ठीक है, कि ये सारे differences होते हैं, and that is the reason we face so many problems because we fail to understand all these things, ठीक है। So it's just that you need to be mature about all this things. The time language thing. Okay. Next is uh, the time language. Please mute yourself. Keep yourselves muted. Who's there? Who's this person? Okay. So this time language again is different in different countries. Okay. For example, in Latin countries, meeting usually begins well after the appointed time. Well after, मतलब meeting अगर 5 बजे, so it will begin at 5:30 or 6:30, and everyone knows this, and no one gets offended by the delay. Okay. I mean, see, there is a country who for their official meetings also, if it is starting late, no one gets offended. Yeah, if they know by from the very beginning that the delayed meeting, for the delayed meeting, you really cannot help. Okay, so it is all acceptable to them. Okay, it's just that you need to be acceptable. Yeah. Next is on the contrary, in Scandinavia or Germany, clear strict punctuality is the rule and tardiness is frowned upon. I mean, you cannot dare to not get late. Okay, you have to be on time. Okay, whereas in India we are very liberal. हम इतना ज़्यादा complicate नहीं करते हैं. Punctuality is expected in the professional meeting. ठीक है, but वही सारे professional के साथ अगर तुम बाहर party जा रहे हो, clear, then you have to follow your own time. That's not a problem. ठीक है. So this chronomics, as I said, is different for different people. So it varies in different countries. So it is treated differently in different countries. And with India, it is completely different, है ना? मतलब हम इंडियन ट्रेन को 10 मिनट लेट अगर आई तो हम उसको टाइम पे बोलते हैं, 10 घंटे लेट आई तब समझते हैं कि अच्छा ठीक है वो लेट आई है, या 10 घंटे लेट इज लेट, 10 minutes लेट इज नॉट लेट फॉर अस. Okay, so this is how we have our time language. Okay, and this is how it is. The entire communication is going on, and everything is a part of non-verbal communication. ठीक है, clear?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear? समझ में आया? Any question?
That's clear.
चलो. Correlating verbal and non-verbal communication. Now, verbals and non-verbal communications are correlated. They complement each other. How? I'll tell you about from a slide, because this is very complicated. I mean, it's only paragraph written out here, which I don't want to waste time for the class. I have a PPT. I'll just come to that. But before that, let me just finish off with the cross-cultural variation. Okay. Now, the example that I was giving, just before that, ये time language होता है, this is how people are different and everything, okay? And taking you back to the first day where I was asking you from where you are coming down, okay? Now, this is the reason that, the reason was just to make you understand and other people in your class understand that everyone coming down to Bhubaneswar to get university are coming from different culture, yeah, and we will have a multicultural environment. ठीक है, multicultural environment मतलब सारे culture एक जगह पे, ठीक है, and in a different culture all together. I mean, Odisha is also full of is very rich in culture. Though this is cosmopolitan now, okay, but if you go to the outskirts or the other parts of Odisha, you will find typical Odia culture. To a place, moving out of your comfort zone, you are moving to a new place in a different culture, you will be facing problem. ठीक है, first problem तुम्हें लोगों के body language से होगा. ठीक है, the way they dress up, maybe the way they appear, ठीक है, the way they make faces, the way they maintain or have an eye communication. ठीक है, so many things. ठीक है, but apart from that, you will also face problems with the different cross cultural variations. Now, cultural doesn't only mean the festivals. Yeah, culture uh, includes language, which includes religion and beliefs, it includes values and attitudes. Clear, it includes politics and laws, it includes technology, it includes social organization, and so many things. Okay, so we'll be talking about all these things. So please, it's a request, be very sympathetic towards people who are not coming from your place. Understand, appreciate that they are different. They are different in their own ways. You might be liking it, you might not be liking it, because that is different. It's your issue, it's a personal thing. Yeah, but it's just that you cannot treat them differently because of their differences in culture. Okay, and that's the reason India is called as unity in diversity. Okay, we are all diverse coming from different places. Okay, so your roommate will be speaking different language. ठीक है, he will eventually learn to speak वो खड़ी हिंदी जैसे बोलते हैं ना. ठीक है, इधर में बहुत सारे लोग मैं नहीं बोलते हैं, हम बोलते हैं. ठीक है, you're in बंगाल, उड़ीसा, बिहार, यूपी, मैं नहीं बोला जाता, हम बोलते हैं. इट्स वेरी रेयर इवन if people are speaking मैं. ठीक है, तो you won't be able to figure out where this person is from, right? So eventually they learn. ठीक है, जब एक तो मल्टीकल्चरल में रहते हो, मल्टीकल्चरल एनवायरमेंट में रहते हो, your language changes. Clear? You pick up the language of other people. ठीक है, others pick up yours. Clear? So this happens. Clear? And this is very basic means of diversity. Clear? Very basic a way in which people are different. Okay, so gradually when you come to an institute where you study together, you develop or you modify your language. Okay? And this is what your parents will observe. They will feel how your language is changing when you are spending most of the time with your friends, with your you're spending more time in your own environment that you are creating or you are adopting in a way. Okay, next is religion and beliefs. People coming from north, people coming from south, people coming from east, from west. When you come down to Odisha, you will find that the religious belief here is very strong. Okay? I mean, Odisha is considered as a very holy and religious place. Okay? The different beliefs, they have practiced different beliefs. They have you would be very surprised to find that even the men's are putting sindurs on their forehead. Clear? And the women, they shave off their heads in Puri. Clear? Different religious. Okay? Different religious beliefs are here, and very strong religious beliefs are here. ठीक है, सो यू नीड टू अप्रिशिएट, नॉट टू जज देम कि अरे ये कैसे लोग हैं, ये क्या कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, नॉट टू judge them, because for them you are new, right? You are an external person coming to their place. Okay, so they have more rights than you to judge you, right? Not you. Okay, so you have chosen this place to come down, they haven't called you here. Okay, so be very considerate and be very sympathetic towards the cultural difference in the religion and beliefs also. ठीक है, so मुझे थोड़ा बहुत लगता है कि they are very superstitious, but then again this is what they have seen from the beginning. So let it be, it's just that. Okay, so religion and belief, this is how you differ, and this is also a type of communication. ठीक है, बहुत बारी देखोगे तुम्हारे फेस्टिवल्स में तुम्हारे रूममेट्स तुम्हारे साथ सेलिब्रेट कर रही हैं और सेलिब्रेटिंग विद देम. ठीक है, so this is how you show your acceptance towards the differences. Okay, now values and attitudes different होगा, you know, your friends will be judging, तुम अपने पेरेंट्स से कैसे बात करते हो फोन पे, कैसा गंदा लड़का अपने पापा से ऐसे बात करता है, ठीक है, अपने मम्मी का फोन नहीं उठाता है, ठीक है, और द अदर पर्सन वुड बी, ये क्या कैसा लड़का है, सारा टाइम मम्मी से बात करता रहता है लड़की की तरह, you know, this is how you know, you're going to judge your roommates, and you are going to create gossips with your friends or in your friend circles. Okay, but you fail to understand that these are the values, these are the attitudes they have grown up with. Okay, and just by moving to a geographically different place, that is not going to change their values and attitudes towards at least people, you know, whom with they have grown up with. Yeah, right. So don't expect, ठीक है, judge करना, ठीक है, एक that's a natural human tendency, but then again that judgment should not affect your communication, ठीक है, it shouldn't be affecting your you know, bonding with your friends. Please remember that, you know, you're going to spend the golden period time of your life, and first years are considered as the honeymoon period, ठीक है, in engineering and medical and all there, क्योंकि बहुत मस्ती करते हैं यहाँ पे, प्रेशर सबसे ज्यादा होता है बट बहुत मस्ती भी होती है, ठीक है, दैट इज काइंड ऑफ एक ईयर का पूरा हॉलिडे पैकेज टाइप्स है, राइट, यू आर गोइंग टू स्पेंड टाइम फॉर विद सो मेनी डिफरेंट पीपल, यू नो, यू विल एक्सपीरियंस सो मेनी थिंग्स, कैंपस में रहते तो और शायद बात अलग होती, ठीक है, बट ठीक है, मे बी यू आर कमिंग वेरी,
campus.
कुछ पता नहीं है, see the cases have started rising, so we really cannot say, ठीक है, अगर तुम्हें बुलाया भी जाता अभी तो फिर शायद वापस जाने की भी तैयारी होती, so that was a right decision that you people have not been called.
नवंबर से खुलेगा, सुनने में आ रहा है।
अभी कुछ नहीं, नवंबर का तो सीन नहीं लग रहा है, not in November.
सर बोल रहे थे
नहीं नहीं, because in Odisha the cases are rising, ठीक है, it's very difficult actually. So anyways, coming to the campus is not important, ठीक है, hostel life तुम not necessarily you know BTech में ही enjoy करोगे, you can join a hostel in your MTechs also, in your MBAs also, and you can enjoy that then also, so just hold on to your, you know, patience, ठीक है, so values and attitude समझ में आया, and again with South Mediterranean, South American and Mediterranean countries, they allow to have liberty, you know, with different ये क्या बोलती हूँ, values and attitudes, ठीक है, यहाँ पे examples दिए हुए, I'm not reading them because you know that sounds like I'm reading the entire chapter line by line, ठीक है, the examples are out here, ठीक है, matlab this is in context with the space and privacy of the individual, right, but this is yeah, sorry, okay, personal space and privacy of an individual in India, it's very you know, नहीं है, मतलब in middle class family where you have just two you know 2 BHK flat or 2 BHK bungalow, you cannot even think of your individual room, ठीक है, so the personal space and privacy is totally ignored, ठीक है, but with other countries they are very liberal, they have high regards for you know privacy and personal space, and that depends from country to country, the examples are here, ठीक है, now political views and laws are different, politics and laws are completely different in some countries, for some states in I mean India, for example, people coming from Delhi, Mumbai, वहाँ पे तुम देखोगे कितने strict you know traffic rules हैं. But when you come to you know Bhubaneswar, you will see that the traffic rules are barely followed, or या मतलब है भी तो you know that is in the selected I mean road networks. It's not everywhere, ठीक है. And people coming from Bihar, Jharkhand, उनको तो traffic signals का पता भी नहीं है, ठीक है. To be honest, ये अब उधर का सीन अगर change हो गया होगा तो मुझे नहीं पता. Okay. Then you know there are strict laws for not wearing helmets here in Bhubaneswar, because I have been paying so many times. I mean, I've been charged so many times for not wearing helmets at different places here in Bhubaneswar. Okay, so at our place it's not the same. Okay, So the entire point is when you're moving to a new place, clear, learn the political laws, the political views, beliefs, the language, religion, everything of that place because you're going to spend time there. Okay, and it is not only within India. Clear, when you're going even abroad, I remember I was, there traveling in Thailand, and I was charged with 2,000 pound, no, 2,000 rupees, Indian rupees, yeah, for just throwing away my napkin on road. Yeah. So they are very strict with their laws and all. इंडिया में तो you throw anything anywhere, कोई बोलने वाला नहीं है, ठीक है. So when you're traveling to a new place, it can be within the country or outside the country, learn the laws and political values of that country. Okay, it will ease your communication. Okay, next is technology. Obviously, in urban areas, urban places, where you have technology enabled services available, right? For example, in metro cities you have those metro stations, you have metro sorry, you have those क्या बोलते हैं उसको, what are those called, lifts or escalators on the railway tracks, sorry, on the platforms, right? And the railway tracks are kept clean. They have their devices, their tools to clean the railway tracks, clear. But the same is not there when you have traveled to north part of India, clear. वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा कम है compared to the metro cities. Yeah, so you observe these differences and how technology is being a very strong point of what to say, a development of a state or a country. ठीक है, कंट्री की बात करो तो इंडिया के बाहर जाओ तो बहुत सारी अच्छी चीजें दिखेंगी. क्या टेक्नोलॉजी, यूज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत हाई है कम इन countries outside India compared to in India. India में it is only for selected states, not everywhere. ठीक है, so this is how it communicates the development of a place. Yeah, and technology has proved itself to be very important in the development and overall, modification of the cultural values also. Okay, so this is one. Next is social organization. Now, in most of the countries or most of the states, the social organization setup is completely different. Okay, for example, here in India, we call our seniors by not by their name, but we address them by sir or ma'am, right? अभी तुम आओगे तो यहाँ पे तुम्हें भी अपने सीनियर्स को सर मैम बोलना पड़ेगा, ठीक है. बट when I was there, teaching students at VIT Sindhi, they used to call Bhaiya and Didi. ठीक है, मतलब different है, ठीक है. And you cannot call your professors here by their name or by their surnames, right? You have to address them as sir. So at times it gets very difficult when you have your seniors and the teachers standing together, and you want to address to your your teacher, but your senior happens to give you a response. Okay, so that becomes very awkward. Okay, but in different countries like America and all, they simply call their professors by name. I mean, in Ekbari, I had a student coming from Turkey, and they used to call us by our names, and we were like, how should we teach them that we don't call our teachers here by name? But this is how we had to compromise with this because they call their teachers by the name only. Okay. So this is how the social organization or the social setup is different in different countries, and we need to learn this. Okay. एक और example है, I don't know how many, I mean people here from Odisha would be connecting here, the students. यहाँ पे एक बहुत famous expression है which is called आज्ञा. Is it people from Odisha? Students from Odisha, you
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, Agya is a Sanskrit word, right? Agya means order. Okay, give us your order. But here they use Agya, as an expression of agreeing to something. Say, for example, अगर मुझे कुछ बात बोलनी है and the other person has to agree to me, right? तो वो क्या बोलता है, ठीक है, चलो ठीक है, ठीक है, वी हैव डिफरेंट एक्सप्रेशंस की, ठीक है चलो तुम्हारी बात मान लेते हैं, या ठीक है, यू नो जस्ट विद टू वर्ड्स वी गिव अ कंप्लायंस दैट आई एग्री विथ यू, ठीक है, but they use this agya for showing expressions, I mean showing agreement to what you're saying. They also show respect, ठीक है, I mean अगर तुमसे बड़े हैं तो वो आज्ञा बोलेंगे, बड़े मतलब डेजिग्नेशन में बड़े और उम्र में बड़े अगर हैं तो दे विल यूज दिस एक्सप्रेशन आज्ञा, राइट? पीपल फ्रॉम उड़ीसा, इतना तो सीख लिया मैंने 4 साल में, am I correct?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes. This is only when you are talking to the elderly person, okay? And with friends and all, तो you use ho, right? हाँ को ho बोलते हैं. How do you spell that? Anyways, we will have one class on that. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what I'm trying to tell you is, कि, uh, our parents, right? Our parents has had an influence of the social structure very strong in them, ठीक है, उनके पेरेंट्स को और भी strong था, ठीक है, with our generation, ठीक है, people in the 20th century onwards, clear, what they have learned is that we have, you know, moved towards, or we have inclined towards the more liberal things, ठीक है, I mean we are not stiff with our social values, or family values even, or the other political values, language values के हिसाब से तो there would be very few people who are speaking their mother tongue, and even if you are speaking your mother tongue, you're not speaking the pure language, is it? If I talk about the people speaking Odia here, you code switch, right? You use the word fan as fan in Odia also, okay? Now fan is also used in Hindi, okay? So we are using the hybrid language, okay? I mean, just because we are exposed too much of this westernization and these technological advancements, yeah, and the text language that we are using here, we have inclined more towards the hybrid language or the text language rather than pure language, okay? But I mean, you would observe the difference, language difference between your your grandparents, okay, or people, your relatives living in villages. They speak more of pure language because that is what they practice. They don't use hybrid language. It is just because we are exposed to so much of text languaging here and there, we are exposed to this, okay? So all in all, the cross cultural communication depends upon the language, okay, depends upon the social organization, depends upon the technology, the political and law, it depends upon the क्या, religious and beliefs, values and attitudes, okay? Next is political law and technology, social organization, okay? And it is very important to understand the culture of the place you are living in, okay? You'll be spending next 4 years here in Odisha, okay? So it will be expected out of you, I mean in your orientations, once you come down to your campus, you will have an orientation program with the founder, sir, and he will instruct you to learn Odia, yeah, because most of the meetings are here in Odia. And even if you don't, you're not able to speak, yeah, you won't be able to pick up the sounds, clear. But at least you should get into a position where you are understanding Odia. ठीक है, इतना तो सीख ही लेना है कि तुम्हें उड़िया समझ में आए, ठीक है? So this is what you will be expected out to learn, because making them learn a new language is very difficult because of mother tongue influence. We'll be learning about this mother tongue influence again, towards the last chapter, towards the last unit. Okay, it is important to learn the difference in culture. Culture not only means religions and festivals; it includes so many things that we have studied. Clear? And until unless you understand that there is a difference and you accept the difference, you will not be falling short of communication barriers. Barriers मतलब तुम्हारे और तुम्हारे फ्रेंड के बीच में ये barrier नहीं होगा. When you understand he is different, you are different, then you will try to find out way of adjusting between two things. ठीक है, rather than fighting कि ये रात में 12 बजे तक क्या करता है, ठीक है, या ये सुबह 4 बजे तक क्या करता है, ठीक है. So you won't have these fights. I mean, I'm specifically taking up this example क्योंकि हमें पता है once you come down to hostel and you will eat up the heads of your mentors with such complaints, ठीक है, and you will simply not understand that you are too grown up to fight on all these things, ठीक है. So another thing, with food culture also, मतलब यहाँ पे तो food का भी mentioning होना चाहिए था with cross culture में, ठीक है. But when you come down to Odisha, the food culture is very different. Yeah, it would be very very different, and mess food again is not your home food. So stop expecting too much. Take care, keep your expectations low, and जो मिल रहा है अच्छे से खाओ, ठीक है. यू हैव ईटिंग का कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है यहाँ पे, बट ओवर ईटिंग ऑफ स्ट्रीट फूड्स और फ्रॉम जोमेटो स्विगी should be avoided because your body will take time to adjust with the given environment, ठीक है. तुम्हारा माइंड जल्दी एडजस्ट हो जाएगा, but your body, your entire system, yeah, will take time to adjust. So stop fighting over the food also at mess, ठीक है. Stop underrating the food quality and all, ठीक है. वो सारी चीजें करना बंद कर दो, then hostel life would be very good. And the best way to learn this cross culture difference is through your hostel experiences, ठीक है. So next time if I happen to visit your hostels and if I happen to come across your issues, I mean if your case comes to me, yeah, and you happen to be my student, yeah, देन मैं तुम्हारा वहीं पे क्लास लगाना शुरू कर दूंगी कि मैंने तुम्हें क्या बताया था, ठीक है. आई हैव आस्क्ड यू टू रिस्पेक्ट द कल्चर, द डिफरेंसेस इन कल्चर, ठीक है. दैट इज हाउ यू विल अंडरस्टैंड, ठीक है. क्योंकि बच्चे अगर तुम अभी नहीं समझोगे ये डिफरेंसेस एक्सेप्ट करना कितना जरूरी है, एंड द अर्ली यू स्टार्ट, द अर्ली यू विल लर्न टू set your own boundaries within which you can live freely, and also give space to other people to settle down with you. Okay? You're not making things difficult for yourself as well as for other person, ठीक है. The early you learn this, ठीक है. अभी तो फिर भी ये कॉलेज लाइफ है, जब जॉब लग जाएगा, पैसे मिलने लगेंगे, तो क्या करोगे. Imagine I never moved out of Jharkhand for my entire education. I completed my PhD from Jharkhand, and for my job I had to come down to this place. अगर मैं उस टाइम पे बोलती यार उड़ीसा में जैसे रह पाएंगे, ये करेंगे, तो it has come down to my job now. I really cannot afford to make excuses like this. So start learning to accept the differences. ठीक है. And cross cultural differences shouldn't be a barrier in the communication, should not be hindering the communication, because ये 4 साल कैसे निकलेगा ना पता भी नहीं चलेगा, ठीक है. अभी तो शायद कोरोना में ही निकल जाए, ठीक है. But it's a request, behave maturely towards all these things, ठीक है. And that is the reason you need to understand culture. I'm not reading the book. In case if you have any issues here, फटाफट बताओ, कुछ समझ में नहीं आया. अच्छा, someone asked about the questions, right? There are very few questions given at the back. I mean, in the exercise portion, yeah, they are all direct answers. You can find it from the book. ठीक है. जो questions exam में आते हैं, I will make you practice that. So don't worry. ठीक है. Got it?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
questions?
Yes, ma'am.
about
No, ma'am.
Someone was asking something. बताओ.
it all about that slides.
हाँ, I'm just coming to that. वही मैं देख रही हूँ कहाँ पे है. Flow of communication. What is this? ये भी नहीं है. This barrier. Give me a minute. Punctuations. Language lab, device, flow of communication में क्या? Non-verbal notes. Okay, it's here. ठीक है. See, it's here. The relationship between verbal and non-verbal. So how verbal complements non-verbal is this. ठीक है. ये भी नहीं है शायद. I mean, I had it here properly. Flow of communication. Didn't run me. Non-verbal communication. Yes, it's here. ठीक है. It's here. This is the slide. Okay. So non-verbal communication means what? Non-verbal means communication without words, but most of the time we have those sign languages where we use those signboards and all, which has words written on them. Yeah. So we also have exceptions. So that is an exception, but it usually doesn't include words. Okay. So it includes facial expressions, ये सारी चीजें हमने पढ़ी अभी. Clear touching tone of the voice, clear, as well as less obvious messages such as just postures, spatial distances between two or more people. That is called non-verbal communication. Next is how non-verbals complement your verbal. Okay. You have the repetition method, you have the contradiction method, you have the substitution method, complementing method, and accenting method. Okay. Repetition means they can reinforce what is already being said. Say, for example, if I'm waving my hand and I'm saying bye. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm repeating the same thing. I mean, my verbals are telling you that I'm saying goodbye to you, as well as my non-verbal, my hand wave is complementing what I am saying. Yeah, so it's being reinforced and doing the same thing. ठीक है. मतलब मम्मी जब गुस्सा होती है और गुस्सा करके जब तुम्हारी पिटाई करती है, ठीक है, that is an reinforcement. Okay, that's a repetition of her task or repetition of her action. Yeah, I mean गुस्सा करने के लिए कर भी लिया, उसके बाद फिर then she is slapping you also. ठीक है, that's a kind of repetition. Contradiction is when you want to go out with your friends, but just because your mother has raised her eyebrow and her eyes are bulging out in anger, clear. And when she asks you jana hai, and then you simply you nod your head from this side to that side, stating that no, I really don't want to go, but your expression says that if you allow, I really want to go. Okay, so that is called contradiction. Yeah, you simply you simply have no other choice but contradicting your answer there. Okay. Next is substitution. In case if you are supposed to give an answer with your verbals, right? I mean yes or no bolna hai, but when you simply nod the head in acceptance, or when you simply nod your head in disagreement, clear, that is called substitution. Okay. जब जब फिर मार पड़ती है कि अरे मुंह से तो बोल, ठीक है, then you speak out your words. ठीक है. Complimenting is when the verbal messages are being complimented, it's same as repeating. Okay, it's the same as repetition. For example, when you're patting someone on back, or होते हैं ना हमारे बड़े लोग बोलते हैं शाबाश और फिर पीठ थपथपाते हैं, that is nothing but repetition and it's complimenting the same thing. Accenting is suppose if I'm angry, okay, and I am angry and then I'm just telling you to move out of my class, will that have an effect on you? No. There you won't understand that I really want you to go out of the class. Okay, but if I raise my voice and I tell you, look, you are disturbing the class, you are you are hereby instructed to move out of the class right away. Okay. Then my accent when I raise my voice, clear, when I change my expressions, clear, you understand that I'm angry, and then you move out. So when my voice changes with the emotions, with the expressions I want to convey, yeah, that is called accent. So this is how verbals and non-verbals complement each other. Okay, and then there is a difference between, sorry, advantages and disadvantages of verbals and non-verbals. Or obviously non-verbals, they save times. Verbals में थोड़ा problems होता है because you if you're not able to understand the gestures or sign of or you're not exposed to such communication, it will trouble you. ठीक है? Just a minute. Okay, so I'm not again going into one by one point, but important point here to learn is that non-verbals are very flexible and is effective for most of the time, because you also are not you shouldn't be sounding outspoken, or you're not developing habit ki अरे मुझे तो communication improve करने के लिए बोला गया है, so for everything I have to communicate, or for everything I just because I have to improve my communication skills here, I have to speak. No, it shouldn't be that. Yeah, you should also learn how to stay calm and composed too. Okay, so it shouldn't be taken in a way that becomes a problem for other person. Okay, so non-verbals should be treated that way. जहाँ पे जरूरत है वहाँ पे बोलना, जहाँ पे जरूरत नहीं है वहाँ पे नहीं भी बोलना है. ठीक है? So you should be developing your non-verbal skills in a way that you understand very quickly, or your brains can easily judge where to use verbals and where not to use non-verbals. Okay, so this is what should be developed, and you will develop this once you are exposed to the different work experiences that you will have with the different informal relationships that you will be having with your friends and roommates here. Yeah, you will learn, you will gradually learn. School में इतना नहीं हो पाता है because they focus more on your course content and all. ठीक है, यहाँ पे you will be groomed differently. Clear, because it's a professional course, a vocational course, and that requires a different kinds of teaching learning environment, so you'll be learning those things easily. And again, the advantages and disadvantages or the differences are more or less the same. Okay, we have seen how it is using words, it is not using words. Clear, it uses channels of communication, human voice, and it can also be completed with a single word, but it requires entire body to communicate. At times facial expressions is enough, tone of voice is enough, and there are multiple channels of communication, and this is how the non-verbals complements verbal. Okay, it is a continuous conscious process that involves thinking, processing, and articulating. Obviously मतलब ये सिर्फ ऐसे नहीं हो जाता. You have your brain involved in it, your mouth involved in it, yeah, and also your emotions, your head and heart involved in it. ठीक है, and then you articulate, but it happens at unconscious level, as I said. ठीक है, eventually you will learn कि how you need to control your क्या बोलते हैं उसको, non-verbal non-verbal communications or non-verbal gestures, non-verbal postures, clear, with the given environment. Okay, it is fairly easy to decode if you understand the language and the words being used, but at times it becomes very difficult. Okay, you will have to pay attention to many factors, and then you can be able to skill out this non-verbal communication. Okay, so these are the differences. Okay, So with this, we complete the non-verbal communication. One more part is left, which is paralinguistic features, which is here in the supplementary sheet. Okay. We'll be talking about this paralinguistic features, tomorrow in the class, the next class. We have a class tomorrow, right? Do we have a class tomorrow?
No, ma'am, I guess. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, next class, whenever we have a class, I guess Saturday class over. That will be a Wednesday timetable, so Saturday will be meeting. Okay, so non-verbals way, we are only left with paralinguistic features to complete this, and then we will move on to the different levels of communication. Okay, any questions so far?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
This was easy.
Ma'am, which chapters are in our medicine for our medicine?
Everything that I will be covering before your mid semester exam will be your portion for mid semester. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
But just keep in mind that unit 1 was the syllabus. ठीक है, syllabus में जो unit 1 दिया हुआ है, you should be following those topics. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Any more question? No? ठीक है, चलो फिर. Let me take your attendance. आप तो आया नहीं अभी, ना तुम्हारा ना हम लोगों का. Anyways, D5 क्या हो गया? Okay, today is 28th. Okay, chalo. Roll number 66, 67, 67. Amish, 68, 68. Absent. 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 80. Roll number 80, Ashutosh Raut, absent. 81, 82, 82, Ayan, 83, 84, 85, 86, 86, Vivash, 87, okay, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 93, absent, Debajyoti, 94, 95, 96, 97, 97, 98, 99, 800, 801, 802, 803, 804, 805, 806, 807, 8, 808. Pallavi, absent. Okay, present. 9. What happened to Pragya? 10. 10 is absent. 11. Oh, 10 is here. 11. 12. 12. Priyam. Priyam is absent. 13. 14. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 18. 19. 19. 20. 20. Regular absentee. 21. 22. 23. 24. 24. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 31. 32. 33. 34. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 37 is absent. 38. 39. 40. 41. 41 absent. 42. 43. 41 is present. Okay. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. Okay. I'll call out the absent roll numbers in case if you're here, if you have missed. Okay, roll number 768. 768 is absent. 780.